All right, so now we're going to take a look at the building footprint. This building, when it came in, what I want to point out is that it is a block. You can see when I select it, it's a CAD block reference. A block basically is a combination of objects. In this case, you can see we've got doors and walls and even toilets and coolers and stuff, and it's put together into a block, and it has an insertion point, and I can move that object around. If I pick it, you can see that I can drag and drop it and move the entire object. Now, what I want to do in this case is I don't need all this data, especially for data prep. I only want the footprint of the actual building. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to trace the outline of this building and set it to a finished floor. Now, I could use a 3-point rectangle or just a line string. Now, I'm going to go ahead and use the line string and just basically hit the corners of this building. So I'm going to come over here, I'm going to say building, we'll call it building footprint. Now I'm going to come over to my layers. I want to hit the space bar on the layer, and I'm going to create a new layer for my building. Following my stakeout data, because this is just, same thing for my curb, and I'll call it building footprint. Okay. We'll go ahead and make it magenta. And we'll give it some thickness. We'll pick protect it, and we'll go ahead and put it in our group for stakeout. And we'll close. So again, we're just going to do a 2D line. We don't really necessarily need the elevation. Now what I want to show you here is you have a yellow dot. So pay attention to that. It says layer is not visible. Now, if I come over to my view filter manager, I can see that layer is visible. However, if you look at your view filter up top, you can see that I'm actually separating or sorting out and only looking at the site plan data. Remember, I brought in a grading plan, DWG, and the site plan. So if I uncheck that, that's going to show everything. So when I click OK, what'll happen is now I will see that this dot goes away, but I also get all that grading information. Not a problem, I can go back and turn it off. Now you'll notice too that you have unassigned objects. So if I pick on grading, and instead of like where I had site plan, instead of showing and displaying members, I'm going to hide these members. So I'm basically just going to do a little inverse of what's shown. So when I click on that, everything else will be shown, but the grading plan is going to be hidden. And you can see that I still get a no yellow dot, so now I can still draw, and you'll see the line you draw. If you draw with that yellow dot on, then you're not going to see it. You're going to have to turn on that layer. So sometimes that throws people. I just wanted to explain that. All right, so I'm going to click OK. All right, so now I'm going to come down here, and I'm going to choose this to turn off the auto advance so it doesn't prompt me for an elevation. And I'm going to enter in the coordinate. So we'll come down here, and I'm just going to snap to that corner there. You can see that it grabbed an elevation. That block must be at some odd elevation, so I'm going to have to fix that. But I'm going to come over here, and again, same thing. I'm going to snap to this corner and put in that building corner at that point there. You can see it didn't prompt me for an elevation, so that's good. I'm going to come down, and I'm just going to trace around this building. So same thing in here. I want to make sure I pick this corner. It's basically just loading the graphic, so I'm going to pick that corner there. And then we'll come down and we'll grab the other corners here. Because it's really, I want to go all the way out to this corner here. And we're going to go over to, now we'll just go right over to this here, grab that spot there. We'll pick this spot here, and then we can click the close. And now we've got that building drawn for our building footprint. Now we can come in here, click this block, and just delete it, leaving our building footprint.